Deep in Atchison, Kansas, where the echoes of the past mix with the present, there stands a house that has become synonymous with ghostly legends and unexplained phenomena. This is the Sallie House, a place of sorrow, mystery, and unrelenting paranormal activity. Today, we journey through its haunting history, uncover the lore behind its name, and explore some of the most chilling encounters reported within its walls. Built in the late 1800s, the Sallie House was once a modest, welcoming residence. Constructed during an era of hope and expansion in Atchison, it initially served as a home for a family seeking a fresh start in a rapidly growing town. Over the years, the house changed hands several times, each new family unknowingly adding to the dark tapestry that would come to define its legacy. According to historical records, the house was noted for its sturdy construction and comfortable design. Yet, as the years went by, neighbors began to whisper of strange noises in the night, creaks in the floorboards, unexplained drafts even on the coldest of days, and the persistent feeling that one was being watched. Over time, these anomalies began to form the foundation of the legend that would soon be known as the Sallie House. At the heart of the legend is a little girl known simply as Sallie. Local lore suggests that Sallie was a resident of this very house, a child whose life was cut tragically short. Though the exact details vary from account to account, one common theme persists. Her death was sudden and shrouded in mystery. Some say Sallie died in a terrible accident, a fall from the stairs or a mishap on a rainy day. Others whisper that darker forces were at work, suggesting that abuse or even foul play may have been involved. What is undeniable, however, is that her spirit was never laid to rest. Over time, the name Sallie became synonymous with the unexplained happenings in the house. Her ghost, it is said, lingers in the empty rooms and quiet corridors, her cries echoing through the night as if in eternal lament. Local residents and paranormal investigators alike have come to view the Sallie House not merely as an old building, but as a repository for grief, a prison for a restless spirit that continues to demand attention from the living. Over the decades, countless accounts of eerie phenomena have been reported within the Sallie House. Let us examine some of the most compelling stories that have added layers to its notorious reputation. In one widely recounted incident, a local paranormal investigator named Michael spent a night inside the house. As the clock struck midnight, Michael reported hearing a distinct, heart-wrenching cry emanating from the upper floor. It was as if a young girl was calling for help, he later recalled in an interview. Intrigued and terrified, he ascended the creaking staircase toward the sound. Upon reaching the landing, Michael's equipment registered a sudden drop in temperature, an unmistakable cold spot. Before his eyes, a faint, ghostly figure appeared in the doorway. It was Sallie. Her eyes, filled with sorrow, met his for a brief, agonizing moment before she vanished into the darkness. Michael's recorder captured a whisper, barely audible, yet chilling in its clarity. "Help me." This encounter, though terrifying, is just one piece of the puzzle that makes up the Sallie House legend. A local family who resided in the Sallie House during the 1970s reported frequent disturbances that defied explanation. Doors would slam shut on their own, lights flickered without cause, and on more than one occasion, the family heard the sound of small footsteps in the hallways, steps that belonged to a child. One evening, as the family gathered for dinner, the youngest daughter swore she saw a pale face peering from behind a door, its eyes pleading silently. The sight was so unsettling that the family left the house within days, leaving behind all their belongings, as if the presence of Sallie demanded their departure. These events were not isolated. They served as a stark reminder that the spirit of Sallie may still be trapped within these walls, her presence felt even by unsuspecting residents. Perhaps the most eerie account comes from a former guest of the house, a young woman named Laura, who spent a night in an attempt to confront the legend herself. Around 3 a.m., Laura awoke to the sound of a gentle, melancholic lullaby playing softly throughout the house. It was as if someone was singing a sorrowful tune in a language lost to time. Compelled by both fear and curiosity, she followed the sound through the dark corridors. In a room at the end of a long hallway, she found an old, dusty music box inexplicably playing on its own. The tune was hauntingly beautiful and filled her with an overwhelming sense of sadness. At that moment, a cold breeze swept through the room, and for a fleeting second, she thought she saw the silhouette of a small girl standing in the corner. Laura fled the house in terror, her encounter adding yet another chapter to the dark lore of the Sallie House. These accounts, passed down through word of mouth and captured on recording devices, have cemented the Sallie House as one of America's most infamous haunted locations. Paranormal researchers continue to flock to Atchison, drawn by the promise of uncovering the truth behind Sallie's tragic spirit. Over the years, the house has been the subject of numerous investigations, television specials, and even scholarly articles. Each new encounter adds to a legacy steeped in sorrow and mystery, a reminder that sometimes the past refuses to stay buried. While skeptics argue that the strange occurrences in the Sallie House can be explained by faulty wiring, old building materials, or mass hysteria, many remain convinced that there is something truly otherworldly at work here. The consistent reports of a grieving child's presence, the inexplicable drops in temperature, and the eerie sounds captured on tape defy conventional explanation. The Sallie House stands as a monument to unresolved tragedy, a place where the pain of the past continues to echo through the corridors. Whether you are a believer in the paranormal or a skeptic of ghost stories, the history of the Sallie House offers a fascinating glimpse into how tragedy, memory, and mystery can intertwine to create legends that persist long after the events have passed. The story of Sallie, a young life lost too soon, a spirit trapped in sorrow, serves as both a cautionary tale and a reminder of the unseen forces that may dwell in the corners of our everyday lives. As we conclude our journey through the haunted halls of the Sallie House, consider this. Sometimes the most disturbing truths lie not in what we see, but in what we feel. A lingering presence that defies explanation, a whisper from the past calling out for resolution. The Sallie House continues to captivate, terrify, and intrigue all who hear its story. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the Sallie House's haunted history and dark lore. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. And always remember, some secrets are meant to be forgotten.